Your next bout of the evening is sponsored by Spectation Sports. It is contested at a weight of 125 pounds, and it is for your Aries Amateur Flyweight Championship. Introducing your first fighter out of the My Golf Vacation blue corner. He weighed in at 125.4 pounds. He brings into the Aries cage a perfect undefeated record of 5 wins with 0 losses. Representing Striker Fight Center out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your challenger, Ben Rainwater. And now his opponent, fighting out of the Southern Roots Mortgage Brokers ring corner. He weighed in at 126.4 pounds. He has an amateur record of 7 wins with just 2 losses. He's representing Nashville, MMA. He's representing Rossview High School Wrestling. And he now calls Nashville, Tennessee home. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your undisputed reigning amateur flyweight champion. This is Bryce the Legend Cajun Woerner. Gentlemen, let's meet in the middle and make it official.
Absolutely deafening, man. And listen, we've all done Nashville Underground shows before, but it was never a full card of Nashville MMA guys. And now you're seeing all the fan bases mixed in one melting pot. It is loud.
It's a hell of a format for a show, and the Underground is such a unique environment. This is a unique fight, and it's underway. Featured undercard bout of the undercard. A little redundant there, but we are underway. Rainwater in the blue corner, Bryce Woerner in the red.
There's that Thai boxing experience you were talking about, that calm under fire.
Yeah, he almost caught him with an illegal kick, actually, as Rainwater was trying to get back up, but again, I like where his head's at. He's trying to go out there and land those damaging blows. Southpaw, and what I love about this, Monty, is that if you're southpaw, you have that liver kick.
Absolutely,
We just saw his opponent, Peyton Hayes, land a nasty liver kick to put away his opponent. And being from that southpaw stance, being from Thailand, spending some time there, that's going to be a good weapon for him.
Absolutely, man. I agree, man. And Rainwater's trying to turn this into a wrestling match right now. I guess he doesn't want to. He's felt something that he didn't want to see.
It was a knee there on the entry. Bryce stuffed the takedown and landed a hard knee. And that just made Rainwater want to get him down even more.
Yeah, and this is telling here because Rainwater is the grappler. That's where he's most comfortable. He got a little bit taste of the striking, and he's going to have to get a whole lot more. But he attempted that first takedown, and Woerner stopped it. So again, this is a confidence booster for Woerner, who now knows I can stuff it. And for Rainwater, it maybe slows you down a little bit. Now you get second guessing. What if I can't take this guy down?
But here we go, right in on the takedown, right on cue.
Yeah, and a good job of timing the entry. Beautiful timing on the entry. He caught the kick and drove forward.
I mean, and you got to think that that's what he's trained for. He knows that Woerner is a kickboxer.
Yeah, and as good as kickboxers are, right, they're very flashy. The more you can do this to them and grind on them and cause them to carry your weight, they're going to move a lot slower. This is a 5-round fight. There's still lots of time to go. And so if you can cause Woerner to kind of deplete himself, his legs get heavy, his arms get heavy, then he won't be as skilled of a striker.
Grind him out so he can't move on it. He can't move in the open space. But you know, one of the things you pointed out earlier is that open stance. That open stance opens those kicks up for Woerner. You got it. If he can't, oh, he caught him, and then he went for the takedown.
No,
oh, nice guillotine.
He's on a guillotine.
Oh, nice guillotine. Great transition.
I like that he let go of it. He was able to get on top, get mount briefly, and then doesn't hold on to the position so long that Rainwater rolls again. But you're seeing he might not have learned any jiu-jitsu in Thailand, but his jiu-jitsu is pretty good.
Absolutely, man. That was actually a great grappling exchange. Both guys weren't comfortable in the space they were in. Now we're back on the feet.
So much on the line. You know, the title, obviously the most coveted prize at flyweight, but the reputation. Rainwater's unbeaten. This is the hardest fight of his young career.
And it's a good time to take these type of fights, you know. He's the top guy in Georgia, so they're got to a level where there was nobody to test him. And now he's going out of state to take on someone who's, again, a 9-fight amateur veteran with a very nice 7-2 record. But this was billed as striker versus grappler. But again, you see Woerner's the one shooting the takedown. Woerner was the one that had a little bit of success in reversing position. Great way to end the round. So I don't know if striker versus grappler.
right. It's two well-rounded fighters here, man. I'll tell you, you called it right. Both of these guys know their craft, and they know what they're trying to do.
Certainly, that is the case. You're seeing two champion-level fighters here, amateur flyweights. A couple of the premier fighters in the weight class in the country. We got it here for you at the Nashville Underground. Big fight feel right now. You can definitely hear Bryce Woerner's fans are very loud. There's a case to be made for each fighter there in round one. I think Rainwater would do very well to find a takedown early in round two, but strike his way into the takedown. You know, give Woerner something to think about.
Yeah, on one hand, he knows that he can take Woerner's best shots. I mean, he just took 3 or 4 of them. On the other hand, he was down a round. Now, it's not the end of the road because it's a 5-round fight, so he's still going to have 4 more to go, but he's going to have to win 3 of the next 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we hit round 2, let me remind you, before we send security around, there's no live streaming or recording of the event.
Luckily for you, you guys are already on Spectation Sports, so you don't got to worry about that. But yes, the featured prelim, and they're letting us know why. It's very high level. I was really impressed that Woerner was able to mix in wrestling as well when Rainwater's supposed to be kind of the more skilled guy in that department. So he's showing us some good looks, and so far, I mean, doesn't his not feel like a pro fight?
Yeah, Bryce is big and strong now. I've seen him, you know, the evolution of his last 4 fights or so, and he's put on muscle mass. He really does look to be the best version of Bryce Woerner.
Absolutely, man. And Rainwater, again, is trying to test him, trying to create an opportunity to get close to him to shoot. You'd have to think, there we go, he goes for the shot again.
On the caught kick, that's the way he's getting in. He's shot a couple takedowns at range, and he's not getting close enough to lock up the body. But when he catches that kick, he's able to catch him off balance and then just drive him into the cage. So Woerner showed an excellent get-up game and some excellent defensive grappling chops. But again, the longer these title fights go, the more energy is expedited. A guy like Rainwater being on top of you, causing him to carry his weight, it's going to start to be problematic.
Absolutely, it's going to be heavy, and this is great. Intelligent defense by Woerner right now. Rainwater's trying to establish position. Back to the feet. There we go. Oh, nice uppercut.
Right on the break, Monty.
Right on the break.
There's a lot to like what a Woerner. I mean, get-up game's pretty solid. He seems very confident in himself. He moves very nice. You'd like to see his hands up a little bit more, but again, he knows that he's got Rainwater desperately shooting for the takedowns. He's not really concerned about the striking coming back at him. He's really just feeling himself here.
Yeah, Rainwater secured a takedown. He's not able to do much of top control. I've had very nice front kick there to the face.
Both of the guys, Rainwater looks to sustain a little bit of damage on that left eye.
It's that southpaw right hand, so he's not using a jab a whole lot, but he'll use just like that. It's a lead hook, and the lead hook's touching him before he can really see what's going on. So I don't know how many southpaws necessarily that Rainwater's been able to work with. It seems to be throwing his timing off a little bit. But still, the more comfortable you get, the more relaxed you get. The more relaxed you get, the more prone you're to making a mistake, So we saw Rainwater almost land a front kick there. He's still going to be dangerous the whole way through. But you're seeing Woerner get even more comfortable, build a score lead on the point score, and just make Rainwater a little more desperate every time,
Absolutely. And Rainwater's last shot, he shot from way deep, which means it wasn't going to land. So you got to ask yourself, is that a tired shot? Is that a hurt shot? Or is that a desperation shot?
And Woerner's got all the time in the world to work with him. He's still in the second round. He's landing at will. There's no reason to press anything. But what I like is that the 2 times he's been taken down was off the caught kick. And yet, he's still throwing kicks. It's not deterred him to say, oh man, I might get taken down. He knows it's a vital part of his weaponry, and he wants to use it. So even though he gets taken down, he works his way back up and uses the kicks. But he's got more than just that as a southpaw weapon. This lead right hand has been opening up Rainwater, and then he can land that power shot behind it. So,
absolutely, man. And I'll tell you, man, in this fight, Woerner's corner's got to tell him Woerner's winning the boxing straight up, hand to hand, without kicks.
Yeah, I just want to say that is like the quintessential Bryce Woerner round right there. From about 2 minutes into that round and on, or excuse me, a minute 30 in that round and on, Bryce landed one of the combos we've seen him land so many times. Had body up against the cage, throwing great jabs, just keeping Rainwater off balance. That really was everything that you're going to see that is lethal about Bryce Woerner was pretty much showcased in that round.
Absolutely. Now we're going to ask ourselves, does cardio come in? We've got a 5-round fight here. We're going into round 3 of some seriously high outputs.
Not counting Rainwater out of the fight. I'm just saying that he's allowed Bryce right now to get to his confidence zone. Everything he's throwing is it's how Bryce is picturing this fight to go. And Rainwater's really got to insert himself in.
I'd be willing to say that Warner's corner is going to tell him to not throw high kicks, to box and throw low kicks.
Yeah.
So that way he doesn't open up the takedown.
You know what? I thought about the same thing earlier. It's like, why not just box? Why not abandon the kicks? You're having tons of success. But it goes back to that he's still throwing them because he's comfortable there. He's feeling good. And I think if you know, I might get taken down, but I'm good on the ground. I can get back up.
That's fair,
You're confident. You're confident. So what if he takes me down? It's going to exert energy from him. Rainwater's still in this fight. It's only the 3rd round. But if he doesn't start to do something now to change the course of things, this damage is going to start to rack up.
Absolutely. And again, I don't think he's caught him with a head kick. But Rainwater's poised, man. That's a tough kid.
It's got to change the vibes right now because Warner's fans are just starting to go crazy. Warner's really confident right now. Everything's just looking so easy for him.
And another great thing about the kicks is even when he's not landing them, he's throwing them hard, and it's causing Rainwater to block. And it's killing his arms. I mean, his arms are chewed up. Now he can't hold them as high. Oh.
Nice spinning kick. He's just styling right now.
He's styling. But Rainwater doesn't look concerned, but again, the damage is starting to rack up.
And you can see it on his face, man. He's caught Rainwater with a few jabs, but Rainwater's taking him, man. The guy's still moving. He's still engaged in a fight. But Warner's feeling real comfortable right now. He's starting to get into his toolbox and kind of move with some different tools.
Rainwater will eventually get to this level as well. I think the difference is you look at one guy's 5-0, Monty. The other guy's 72. He had those 2 losses. He had those 2 humbling experiences. He went back. He improved. He got that much better. Rainwater, this is important for him to run into a stiff test like Woerner. Win or lose, you're going to get better. But losing puts him back to the drawing board and will allow him to change some different things. The only thing I don't want to see is, because he's undefeated, he's never been here before. He's starting to get hit, but he's got the heart of a champion. It's a title fight. Everybody wants to see him continue. It's only an amateur fight.
Absolutely.
You've got to save him from himself, Monty. There's no need for an amateur to be taking this kind of damage. And Woerner, it started in the 1st, but it wasn't bad. The 2nd round, it's building, and he's getting hurt. And now you're seeing the towel should come in.
Absolutely, man.
My goodness.
I mean, give Rainwater heart. That 5-0, he earned it, man. You can see him. He's not backing down. But you're right, man. You got to ask yourself, what kind of damage are you willing to take? Where do you want this fight to go?
Because they're young, they have careers ahead of them. So you'd hate to say, geez, this is more damage than a professional will take in a lot of fights. And so you're taking them as an amateur. It's more gym time, more lickings. We know who's
He's setting up a liver shot. Woerner setting up a liver shot with his left.
I mean, this is a master class right here.
And Caleb just stopped the fight too. The referee just stopped the fight.
There you go.
Title defense and still Aries Fight Series Flyweight Champion. It's Bryce, the Raging Cajun Woerner fight ending sequence here, gentlemen.
Yeah, it was honestly a picturesque performance. This was the biggest step of his career, and it was the best performance of his career. He looked absolutely flawless. He won all 3 rounds. Well, he won 2 rounds and put him away in the 3rd. And this was a tough competition. He survived on the ground. He excelled on the ground. He got up when need be. His striking looked very, very, very smooth and competent. That's an absolutely huge win. And it's no disrespect to Rainwater. If that was a UFC title fight, you let that go all day long.
Yeah.
If this is a $100,000 high-end fight, you let that fight go on. But they're both going to fight each other again. You know, it's going to happen down the road. You got to save them now so that they can compete down the road. And I like Rainwater. I like him a lot. I like his character. I like his style. His corner could have saved him from himself.
Yeah, that is a tough part here, and obviously the heart of the champion, handling an amateur fighter's expectations, limiting him from himself. These are all things that people have to keep in mind. Rainwater suffering a lot of damage there. Bryce Woerner, man, what a superstar title defense that was for him. We throw it now. to Jeff Hobbs to make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee stops this bout at 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the third round. Your winner by TKO and